I know many of you ask the question, even as I do regularly, how? I'm in a small church, I'm in a small area. How do I do it? Or maybe even this question, God's calling me to a small church in a small area. How do I do it? How do I go about it? How do I know God's really calling me? And the call to ministry was clear. It was obvious. God gave me the certainty of His call. He taught me all about what He wanted me to be about as I studied 1 Timothy chapter 3. With all that said, this is where He called me. I mean, this is the first campus, or the North Campus I was called to by some unbelievably loving people, many who are still with us 7 years later. Actually, as I'm shooting this, the exact week, 7 years. And you're saying, how can I transform this to creating an explosive revival of changed lives? And it's just that, believing God for changed lives, allowing His favor and His blessing on your life, and you being willing to see it. Because I promise you, let me just show you over here. When I came to this kitchen, I didn't think to myself, wow, this is going to be some huge changed lives. When I walked into this paneling actually was a darker color. I didn't think, man, this place is going to change lives. I just agreed with God that He'd called me there, and I said yes. And matter of fact, the first place that I went to is right down here. Was the first place that I walked into. It's super dark back here, but hang with me. This is it right here. This was my office. It's not open now, but this is where I was called to. This is the first place that I walked into when God said, hey, I mean, check this narrow place out. I mean, this is it. And this should give you a little idea of what my office, look at that. And I thought that was exact paneling, everything. And as Bruce Medley said, Shannon, I believe you're God's man. This is where I walk to hear that. And if God calls you, be certain of the call, because the atmosphere, the environment, the building may not be it, but God is ready to change lives in rural America. Let Him use you as He calls you.